here again on the Fix It generation. And today I would like to speak about specific ways that you can be able to invest, look at the advantages and look at their disadvantages. Then you can choose quickly what you need to do. Remember, we are doing it now so that our lives can change for the future. Number one is when you invest in SACCOs and you get dividends through what we call member savings. This is a mandatory saving that you make every month that is contributed by you as a member and can be withdrawn at the time of leaving the SACCO. And these are the advantages. You'll get interest, which is paid through dividends annually and can be used as a collateral for loans. You can use this deposit, multiply by a certain factor, and you can get a loan of it. And it also promotes a saving culture. What are the disadvantages? You have limited liquidity because you can only get the whole amount when you decide to leave the SACCO. Now, interest rates may be lower compared to other investments. I want you to know that. And then this return is dependent on the stability of the SACCO. So I've discussed member or SACCO deposits. Number two is SACCO share capital. SACCO share capital. Now, these are non-withdrawable ownership stake. They are shares of members that they buy to own part of the SACCO. So if you have got share capital, you are actually an owner, part owner of the SACCO. What are the advantages? It gives you what we call voting rights and ownership of the SACCO. You earn annual dividend if the SACCO performs well, and ordinarily, the interest on share capital is higher than the interest on deposits. Then it's required for membership. If you want to be a member, you need to have some amount that is stipulated in the bylaws for you to become a member. What are the disadvantages? It's non-transferable. It's non-refundable rather. When you want to get money out of it, you must be able to transfer to somebody else by way of them buying so that you can exit. And then dividend may not be guaranteed, based on the performance of the SACCO. And it's tied to the SACCO's financial health. We have discussed share capital. Number two is bonds. Number three, rather, is bonds. Treasury or corporate bonds. Definition is that these are long-term debt securities, maybe 1 even to 30 years, where you lend money to government or corporates as fixed interests. That is called a bond. Advantages. Relatively safe, especially government bonds. Predictable income through coupon interest payments and tradable in the secondary market. Those are the advantages. Disadvantages. You lock in your funds for long periods, and therefore there's no liquidity unless sold. Now, subject to interest rate risks, prices may fall or rates may rise. But corporate bonds carry credit risk. That is what is the disadvantage of bonds. Number four, we talk about treasury bills. These are short-term government securities, 91, 182, 364 days, sold at a discount and redeemed at the face value. Advantages. Very safe because they are backed by government. Short maturity. It's very flexible in the short-term savings. And then there's a tax advantage compared to other instruments in some cases. So this interest is, tax advantages there based compared to other cases of investment. Disadvantages. Short-term here shows that you can have lower returns compared to bonds or equities and no regular interest, only discount gain at maturity, and minimum investment may be high for small investors. Number five, money market funds. Collective investment schemes that pool money in the short term, low risk securities. They also invest in T-bills or deposits, and that's how they make their money. So you can put your money in money market funds, and these are the advantages. High liquidity, you can even withdraw the money in 2 to 3 days, relatively higher returns than saving accounts, and diversified and professionally managed. So when you put your money in money market funds, you're not managing. Professionals are managing the fund for you with a promise to give you an interest after a period of time. Disadvantages. Returns may not be guaranteed because it also depends on market forces. Management fees reduce earnings, so they'll charge you for the money they make on your behalf. Now, it's also not risk-free, though the risk is low. And that's very, very important. Then number 6 is share in companies in terms of equities and stocks. Definition, that's where you buy ownership in listed companies with potential returns for dividend and capital gains. Advantages: potential for high returns through share price appreciation. You could buy a share today when it's 1 shilling, then you sell it later when it's about 20, you've made an income or increase on the value. Dividends: when companies perform well. When you have got shares in a company, when they make profits, they can pay you dividend. Then ownership stake and voting rights in that company. Disadvantages: high risk. Prices do fluctuate based on market conditions. Dividends are not guaranteed and requires knowledge, timing, and patience. Now you know it. Make your choice and fix your finances now.